Hello friends and welcome back to Purus Java tutorials. In this session I'm going to cover generic methods because last time we have seen the generic type like the class, how we can make a class as a generic type, and in this session I'm going to explain about the generic methods. And then we will cover what is this advantage of generics, that is the enabling the programmer to code the generic algorithm. So let's start. Let's go to IntelliJ, and here I have written one class, that is generics method example, and in this particular class there is one is equal method which is actually comparing the integers, two integer passed through method. So this will just compare I dot equals I1. So as you can see here, this equals method, it is defined in object class. So if I will show you like this, object O equal to new object, and O dot, if you see here, there are some methods which are defined in object. So all the classes whichever is defined in the JDK and even your custom classes, all are the subclass of the object. So all by default inherits this particular equals method. So this integer class also, it inherits the equals method and it provides own equals method, right? It is overridden by your integer class to make the comparison between the integer object. Like that, even you will find in the double class also and other classes like character, string. So in your custom class, you can define this equals method, which is there in the object. You have to override it so that you can use it to compare your own custom objects. Now let's see how I'm utilizing this is equal method here. So I have created an object of generic method example class, and this is the reference variable which is pointing to this particular object, and I'm just calling this is equal method here, right, to compare whether these two integers are equal or not. And then I'm just printing the integer params are equal or not. So this comment out section, as of now, you just skip it. Now let's try to run this method and see what is printing. See here, it is printing in non-generic method since I have given a sys out here, and it is printing false since these two parameters are not equal. I can pass 2 here to see whether it is printing true or not. Yeah, it is printing true. Now how I can utilize this particular is equal method for the double? I can overload this particular method like this. So just I'll make it double, and then here also double parameter and boolean. As I said earlier that dot equals method is present in double class also. So I'll just say here in generic method of double values. And what I can do here, I can call like this, is double params equal, and 2.4 and 5.7 I'm passing this two parameters, and just I will uncomment this one, is double params equal. Now this and this value are not equal, so I should expect this one to be true and this one to be false. Let's run this. So the output has come and it is properly giving the values. You see here this logic, this particular logic and this particular logic is totally same except the parameters. So that means the algorithm of this particular method is same. I can utilize the generic concept in this method to make this method work for multiple classes. Let's try to make this a generic method. So what I can do, already I have written, but I have commented it. Let me just comment this non-generic methods here and uncomment this generic method. As you can see, this class is compiling perfectly. There is no issue over here. We are passing two integer values, and also we are passing two double values also. Let's uncomment this string for the string values also. So I can pass an integer value, a double value, a string value, and I can pass a custom object also. So this particular method has become generic now. It can work for multiple types of objects, whatever I pass. So this particular algorithm is same for different parameters. That is what the third advantage is. Enable programmer to code the generic algorithm by using generics. I hope you are clear on this one. So there is one more concept here in generics, that is called type inference. Type inference is nothing but your compiler will know at the compile time what kind of parameter we are passing, and it can substitute this particular generic type to whatever type we have used. So here it will be kind of double, and here it will be the integer type, and here it will be the string type. Let's go to one more section, that is called bounded type parameters. Let's see what is bounded type parameters. You see here, this particular type is not a bounded type, it is unbounded. That means I can pass any kind of object. I can pass string, I can pass double, I can pass integer, anything I can pass. Let's say, for example, I just wanted to utilize this method for only comparing the integer numbers. So how I can do it? I have to make it as a bounded type parameters. How I can make it? Just here t extends number. Now you would be seeing there is one more class, that is number. So on mouse over you will see the details of this particular class, and this particular class is a super class of all this wrapper of byte, double, float, int, long, short. So I can pass any of these kind of parameter. I cannot pass any type which is not a subclass of number. Let's see down here. We had passed actually string. Now the string is giving issue here because we have made this as a bounded type parameter. It only works for the classes which has the superclass as number. Now let's go to one more section of generics, that is multiple bounds. What is multiple bounds? We saw here that this is single bounded, like we have said that this particular class extend only one particular class. So this is single bounded. So bounded type parameter can be a single bound or multiple bounds. Here whatever we have used, it is a single bound because we have extended a single class. In this example I have created an interface, and that particular interface is implemented by two classes, that is general account and one is saving account. Just for example, now consider a bank is there, and in that bank, for that implementation of the bank software, we need some interfaces, that is account interface. One is class, that is general account. one more class, let's say saving account, which implements again this account, and one more class, that is the Jandhan account, which extends the general account. Let's say uh, in this particular non-bounded example, we can pass any kind of class here. Like as of now, Jandhan is there, so I can pass a saving bank account, and I can pass a general account also. So still this program will work. Let's say for our requirement, we need to pass a class which implements an interface as well as extending a class. Then you need to use the multi-bound. So here, to make it multi-bound, I can just write like this: T extends the general account and account. So here, whatever the type parameter we are passing, it should extend, or it will be itself this class, and it will be implementing this particular interface. So always in this particular statement, the first it should come the class if there is a class involved. So general account is a class here, and this account is an interface. So here the first should be the class and the second should be the interface. If there is a multi-bound with only interfaces, you can write the interfaces in any sequence. So here this type of parameter should be extending this class as well as this interface. If I pass any parameter, any type parameter here, which does not extend this particular class and not implements this particular interface, then I cannot pass it. For example, here I have given generic account. So generic account itself is a generic account class type, and it implements the account interface also. So that is why I'm not getting any error. If I pass this particular savings account, let's say here, I will be getting the issue like this: we cannot pass it, and it will say what exactly the error is. Make saving account extend this general account. As of now, this saving account is only implementing the account. That is why this particular issue is coming. And this is what exactly the, see here, this Chandan account is extending this general account. Okay, so this whatever I'm passing, so Jandan account is extending the general account. So this is true, and also implementing this interface account. Ultimately, what is happening? This general account is implementing the interface. That is why this Jandan account is by default implementing this particular interface because of your inheritance nature. So I hope this is clear to you guys. If any doubts are there, please mention in your comments. I will try to clear all those. So in the next session, we will cover some of the other concept of generics. Thanks for watching this video and stay tuned.